Hey Dan, since unlike you, I don't have a man cave to retreat into, I have to hang out in the bathroom and talk to you. I guess this is really the traditional man cave. It really has almost everything a man can need. Reading materials, comfortable place to sit, a water source, and a place to dispose of waste. So really it's pretty good. If I just had a little fridge, I think I'll work on that. But I haven't actually put up a Prosaic video in a while, and I thought now that I'm coming out of my depressive phase, I could do that. I just got home from a volleyball game. We play 3 games every match, and we won the first handily. We only had 5 players. They had 6. And then the next 2 we lost 25-23, 25-21. But it was really great. I actually had a really good game, and I've been very reticent as of late, afraid to hit the ball. And tonight I really hit it hard, not only at the net, but also my serves. And what I did was I realized that at some point I'm going to have to, I wasn't actually turning my body and getting my full, that full hip rotation and shoulder rotation into it. And I did that tonight, and I really had some great hits. I can't jump the way I used to, but I can still jump. So it was a good game. I had a great time, even though we lost. We only had 5 players because one of our players, who has been getting mad an awful lot because we've been losing, and because we're old and we play like it, and he just doesn't like it, and he didn't join us, and he's actually going to quit the team, which I think is actually better, because I think he wants something that we're not, and that's probably good for him to realize, and for us too. But on the athletic side, I want to tell you I've actually got a goal, and so I'm going to be reporting it to you. I'm back in the pool now, and I'm really, really happy about it. There's a couple of things. One, I found that because it's so darn cold here, one way to beat the cold, to deal with it for me, has been to go to the steam room at the Y. I originally had intended to go to the sauna, but it was all crowded full of fat, hairy, naked men bunched together, which, while I thought looked like a fun time, there wasn't room for me. So I went into the steam room instead, and actually I really liked it. I mean, I love the wet, moist heat. It's awesome. So anyway, so what I do is I go in there until literally I can't stand it anymore, until everything is completely warmed up, and then I go get in the pool, and that helps me deal with the cold water in the pool too. But my goal is to work up to a mile and a half swim and a half mile of kick per workout. And right now I'm at a half a mile of swim and a 1/6 of a mile kick. So another 2/6 of a mile kick and another mile of swim, and I'll be there. But I really feel good being back in the pool again. And I had a shoulder ailment for a while that kept me out. But I like it so much. It's such a great exercise for me. But here's the reason I'm doing it. June 20th in Winona is the first Winona Triathlon. Go to the website and look at it. It's trinona.com, TRINONA.com. And I don't know if I told you, but my folks are coming up for 10 weeks this summer. They're going to stay at one of the off-campus housing that they rent out for the entire summer for people like my folks, snowbirds who come to visit. And so my dad's going to do the bike, I'm going to do the swim, which is just about a mile, open water swim in Lake Winona, and then Amy, Beth's cousin, is going to do the run. So I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't done a triathlon or competed in one since I was in college, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really getting geared up for the open water swim. The only problem is last year there was still ice on Lake Winona as of the end of April, middle of May. So I think the water's going to be cold. I'm going to have to lather up with petroleum jelly or something. There's always the wetsuit, but I just feel like that's kind of wussing out. And I think you need to be mentally tough, even if you are rendered incapable of moving because of the cold. But June 20th, And so my goal is to work up towards that a little bit each week on my swim, and I will keep you updated. As on the note of swimming in Lake Winona, Valentine's Day in here a week and a half in Lake Winona, there is a polar bear swim, and it's going to be awesome. It's at noon, and I've got 20 of my staff and their roommates and boyfriends and girlfriends who are coming. And I've made T-shirts for everybody that say I froze my latte off with Team Mugby with a little logo. And so it's going to be, of course I'll do some video for it, but it's going to be great. Even Galen and Duncan and Colleen are coming. I made Colleen a wee little shirt. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you about? There was something else, but while that's coming to me, tell me about Hawaii. What have you been doing? So you've fallen on hard times, I understand. At least on your left side. Your right side is still doing well, but your left side's fallen on hard times. I'm sorry to hear that. Hold on a second. I'm really sorry to hear you foul. I hope it doesn't ruin your vacation. So what else have you been doing? Scuba diving? Snorkeling? Are you going to go when you're on Maui up to Mount Haleakala? That's the primo spot to watch the sunrise. It's about a 4 or 5 hour drive to get there, so don't screw it up and get there 5 minutes after the sunrise, is like my dad and I did when we were in Maui back in high school. So I hope you guys are having a great time. I hope everybody is out in the water a lot. I mean, I loved the thing I did when I was in Hawaii that I loved so much was the snorkeling, and my dad and I went scuba diving, and that was my first time scuba diving, but man, it was a lot of fun. Let's see, I can't really think of much else. There was something else I was going to tell you, maybe about work. Well, one thing that we're doing is starting on Monday, I've actually contracted the hours at the business. One of my goals is to get rid of the hours where we're not making any money, and actually we're losing a little bit, and so we're staying open only until 8, and then we're only staying open until 6 on Sundays instead of until 10, and really we've never made any money during those hours. The other thing that will allow me to do is essentially I've upped the number of hours I'm on the bar, so there will be a greater percentage of hours I'm on the bar versus hours we're open. So I'm probably going to be on the bar 50% of the time we're open, which I think will really make a difference to the operation. And then, that's part of why I've been in this sort of depressive phase is the whole winter cash flow doldrums, which I'll tell you more about when I'm not on public video. So there's a lot of other things to tell you about the business, but I think I'll not tell you about them. Next time we talk, remind me to tell you about the reference to Howard Jones and Chris Blame that I got on Facebook. Again, probably something I'll tell you about when we talk. But it was really funny. Dang, that's all I can think of. So I'm going to turn this video off. I know I'm not in my full 10 minutes, but too bad. Have a good rest of your trip in Hawaii. Hello to everybody. One thing I do want to suggest that if any of your children ever want a job, I can provide ready employment and full barista training. So think about that. I was actually thinking about your employable children. Like a summer thing. Anyway, that's all I got. I think I'm going to go take a shower and wash the smell of the feet off and the smell of my feet off. All right. Good night. Aloha.